Screen here for potential trade, based on this big candle here, big solid green candle. Here's my 50%. I'm looking for price to come down and touch into that, maybe for the MACD to curl. Already starting to get a little bit of a curl on the MACD, and we entered the zone briefly with this wick. I wouldn't be buying this probably unless I saw the MACD cross and head at least halfway back up to the zero line from the cross. Now we're coming down towards that 50% level. We do have some additional support here on this 1 minute 7 through 9 EMA. So that's good. That'll be providing additional support for a purchase if we decide to get long here. We got a pretty fast downtrend. It's not that much of a shallow pullback, but I'd be surprised if it doesn't take a little bounce off this level. I really would be. Here's almost a cross on MACD. Almost a MACD cross. We do have a cross now in MACD. I might put an order in to join the bid to get a little bit better price if we can get it up, or if I've thought about maybe doing a buy stop in case it gets explosive on us, but I'd say if MACD can get to about -79 or so, that's about the midpoint between these two areas. We get MACD about -90, 80 to 90. Looking pretty good right now, actually. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at it, join the bid here.
Order filled.
Okay, we do have a fill, and I'm looking for 73.75. I'm looking at this level right up here. If I can get it right up to there, that would be a nice little winner. I'll mark the level. Right there's what we're looking for. Again, we got that nice MACD cross pointing up. We've got a bounce off this level. We did have some support up here. We're almost to our target. I'm going to move my stop to break even so I don't
Order filled.
And I got the fill. So that was $1,000, and I showed you exactly how I did it. I showed you exactly how that works. I did a huge candle here was my signal that this was a very, very, very aggressive area of buying. So with my kind of analogy of, hey, come and get your goods half price, that is the thinking behind putting a 50% retracement level here on this. And actually, I think I actually had it I was a little off with that. It didn't quite get down to 50%, but it got close enough for this all to work. And price did drift down into the zone. I call this the pivot zone, the area between this 38%, 61.8%, 50%. What was really nice about this particular trade is that I had my 1 minute 7 through 9 EMA cloud just under, adding massive additional support. You saw the MACD come down. You saw the fast cross on the MACD. You saw the very aggressive buying happening here as MACD began to point back up again towards the zero line. My little rule lately, what I'm doing is I'm saying, okay, MACD is kind of one of the final things I'm looking at before I pull the button, push the button. And I measure from the zero line down to where the fast cross just occurred. And when price gets to that midpoint or just crosses over that midpoint of that difference between fast cross and zero line, that's when I'm buying. So this one I bought right about here. Again, I was looking for about 3.25 points, which is about $1,000 on 15 contracts. And I went and I got it. I marked my level so you could see exactly where I needed to go in order to get my fill, which was 73.75, and it hit it within about 15-20 seconds pretty easily. So that was the thinking behind that trade. And again, that was 15 contracts. So that put me back in the green. I had been red briefly by taking a loss. Basically, the loss was coming from me not taking large enough scalps. I was scalping too small. So I bumped that up to about 3 contracts. And here are the trades. Here's the one I just took. Actually, it was a $975 winner right there. And you can see I was down, but now I'm right back up again with my increased target size to about currently at about $1,300 for the day. So that's where we're at right now.